Nailed it.
Pariato01 asks, do you have beef with the 12-inch rack tom?
Yes. I will fight a 12-inch rack tom.
All right, so why? Why?
Well, so this first started in, what year was that? 10 plus years ago when I worked at Sam Ash.
1984.
1984. I wasn't alive then. Close. But yeah, man. So I worked at Sam Ash, and there's a lot of unboxing kits that come in. Some are cheap and some are expensive, all sorts of different kits. And as you unbox them, many times you have to tune them because they don't all come in perfect tune. And sometimes they come in used. And so there was a lot of, I got a lot of my tuning experience working at Sam Ash, which was really cool, really grateful for that, especially to tune all sorts of different types of kits. But notoriously, 12-inch toms were the hardest to tune. They were the absolute worst, man. I don't know why, but I wasn't the only one who felt this way. There were a lot of people that were just like, yeah, man, 12s can just, they're really tricky sometimes. And I don't know if it's that like the size of a 12-inch tom is what makes it so difficult, or if it's just that our ears, like the group of people that were doing the tuning, like we just weren't accustomed to what that was supposed to sound like. But it always felt like this weird middle range where I could never get it perfectly dialed in. Also, I really dislike, I'm just going to list things I hate about 12-inch toms because I don't know how else to respond to this. I think 12x9, something about the boxiness of that standard size is really gross. Not into that. If I were ever to have a 12-inch tom, it would have to be much more shallow, like 12x7, maybe 12x8. But 12x9 is like this weird chunk that I don't like. I don't like how it looks. I've seen 12x10s. Just never could do that. But I also think it's a little weird because of where it goes. Because if you had a 22-inch kick drum with a 12x9 rack tom, which are both very standard sizes, I genuinely don't know how you put that above your kick drum and are comfortable with the height. Because for me, it's not even close to where I want to keep my tom. Admittedly, I play a 10x7 rack tom and a 20-inch kick drum. So spacing my rack toms and my kick drum, not a problem that I have. It's very easy for me to do. And if I had, I think the SQ1 12-inch tom is probably 12x8, like more of a fast size tom. You know, it would be on the line, but I could still make it work. But if it was a 22-inch kick drum with that same 12-inch rack tom, I would be out of the territory that I'm comfortable with as far as positioning and placing that rack tom. There's just no way I can put this where I would want to have it as far as the heights go, right? So there's just like a number of reasons that it just like these add up over time where I'm like, they're really difficult to tune. I don't know where to put it. And then combine that with the fact that I have always played a 4-piece kit. So it also feels like totally unnecessary in that I never listened to or played music where I had to have this middle tom sound. And then once I added a second floor tom, I did several years ago when I got this SQ1, you know, for me, that's my third tom. It's just over there. It's just another floor tom. And then I built all these mannerisms going down with 2 floor toms. So it's almost like I wouldn't know what to do with the 12-inch rack tom, and I don't know how I would place it, and they're difficult to tune. So for that variety of reasons, I'm not a 12-inch rack tom sort of person. And now, with that said, I have never, if I had one that was like customized and I was able to like pick the wood of it and where and the depth so I could place it correctly, I would be interested in trying it out to see if I could make it work. But then it comes with all these problems. Where does your ride cymbal go? All the way over to the right? No, that's not where I play my ride cymbal. I want it high and sort of close. So there's a whole game that I'd have to play with my setup, and that just drives me crazy. That seems like a lot of uncomfortable changes. So yeah, maybe one day, but if you're looking for somebody to sweet talk a 12-inch tom, you got the wrong dude on the wrong podcast. Not gonna happen here.
That's why we don't mention 12-inch rack toms.
Don't even talk about them. Yeah. Don't even talk.
Adam hit me once. It wasn't fun.
Yep. Thank you for watching this clip from the Orlando Drummer Podcast. And while I have you for the next 20 seconds, I'd like to formally invite you to come check out orlandodrummer.com. It is my online drum school, very much in the style of Netflix. And there you'll find over 160 hours of content waiting for you. That's like over 50 drum DVDs. Trust me, you will find something you like, and it would be my honor to help make you a better drummer. Free 7-day trial at the link in the description. I will see you guys there.